Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my corner of the internet. My name is Jason and today we are back with some more of the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. You look vampiric. Interesting. Last time we had gotten a quest. Well, kind of, we got a hint at one. While in Telmore, I heard rumors of a powerful vampire living in a tomb nearby. She apparently has grown very weary of her unlife and longs for her own death. She refuses, however, to allow herself to be slain by the hands of any mortal, though many have tried to claim the riches that lie within the tomb. Now, it's not listed in the journal, but I believe I've got it written down here. We're looking for the Drethen tomb near Ald Daedroth, and so I was looking around trying to find this place. Apparently, it's in a tomb nearby, and we're in the Favel ancestral tomb, which is obviously not the tomb we want to be in, but I figured, hey, we're here. It is currently daylight outside. It is 6 a.m. Why don't we work our way through here? Now, this is a... That's not a vampire. I don't know. Do you think she would attack us? What if we tried to just talk to her? Yeah, we know how that's going to turn out. Hi! No, a vampire, get away, you foul creature! Okay, so she's not going to attack. You know what? I'm not going to attack her. Because I am a well-behaved vampire. Kind of. Sometimes. there are obviously instances where we didn't do too well with our behaving well. You know, Alexis has had a long history of, you know, slaying hundreds and hundreds of things, and while she struggles to do the right thing, you know, she, at her core is a very selfish person who likes to steal things, and on top of that, you know, hey, once you slay like 1,000 people, it's hard to go back to not slaying 1,000 people. Because I'm pretty sure we've slain at least about 1,000 things across the course of the several games that we've been playing through. 36 Lessons of Evict, Sermon 35. Alright, well, it's got a value of about 200. I think we are going to leave it there. However, if you are interested in reading it, I went ahead and I actually read the book, and we're going to be slapping that into a book club. You'll see that up on the channel at some point. I think I'm going to start doing that. Just start reading it. I normally like having things compartmentalized a little bit more. You know, basically, I like starting an episode off or ending an episode by reading one, and that way there I can, it's just easier for editing. But you know what? Screw ease of editing. I just need to get these done. And it's not always convenient for me to not read them or read them. So, yeah, well, I went and read it, and you'll have a book club. Sweet. That's, like I said, that's what I think I'm going to continue to do. A common amulet. I don't think we need one of thems. Lock level 10. Oh, I hear a ghost. Ah. What kind of ghost might you be? I can't really see. Let me see. Kennet? Kennet? Ashurnisamis. I was like, this seems stronger than a regular ancestral ghost, so I wanted to see what his name was. And he dropped 10 gold. Interesting. That may have had something to do with a quest. And that's I don't know, that's it's both something cool and scary about the game. Well, maybe not, maybe scary is not the proper word I want to use. Well, I guess in a way, you know, because it is a Bethesda game, and they do have this reputation for being rather buggy. But I suppose if you make a game this large with this many moving parts, you're bound to come across a fair number of bugs, but nothing really of value here. Nothing like super great. Cure common disease, a small chest, nothing in it. Okay. Because, you know, it's possible that you break a trigger or something and then you can't complete a quest later, or you lock yourself out of something. But at the same time, it's nice. I like being able to stumble upon quests and not have to, I don't know, to me, I think, like, open world games, I've played a number of them. Don't ask me to name them right now. It's more of like, I've played them in the past. I haven't really paid too much. I haven't paid attention which game did what. but I've kept track of general ideas, and that does tend to be how I think. And I like collect ideas in my head, and then I'll ponder about them and junk like that. I guess we'll rest for 12 hours. Pretty sure we already read that one. All right. So let's go ahead and get our healing up. We're gonna continue looking for that that tomb. But anyways, you know, a lot of open world games, or you know, games that in this sort of style, they tend to these things don't exist until you have the appropriate quest for them. And that I am not all that crazy about. I like it when a game has everything out there for you to find right from the start. And then as you go ahead and you explore, then you can go ahead and find these things, and you know, that's cool. That's great. That's something I really appreciate about Morrowind. Vampire? No, it wasn't a vampire. I could actually remove that that note. It was not a vampire. All right, so we have been. It's an area by Tel Mora, right? So we need to. Oh, there's loot there. I think if we Telvos dungeon, I'm gonna start uncovering the black. That's basically what I am. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make this pretty big. I'm gonna hit this little top corner part, and that way there I can't see squat all. But it will make navigating a little bit easier. Yeah, there we go. That way there I'll be able to clear off all the black in my search for this tomb. Senate. All right. Now this here doesn't necessarily. We don't necessarily need to keep this. You know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to talk about what's going on the screen right now. I will discuss just general things, and then I can speed up the video in the background, and that way there we can just come back in when we've actually found the thing. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna run around, basically uncover the, basically wipe out all the, we'll say the black. I tend to call it the fog of war, because that's the name I had gotten, or that's how I learned from like Warcraft 2 or like Command and Conquer. That's what they referred to this black sort of thing over everything was the fog of war. So whenever this is like something like this on a map, in a game I'm playing, I do tend to, that's what I tend to, call it. Alright, I had to make a cut, because I was just sitting here kind of going, what am I even gonna say, you know, it's, or maybe I'll just do some magic editing and you won't even notice. Well, you will now that I've said that. Anyways, so while I'm running around here, yeah, the topic of an open world game, like really, what is open world? Like open world seems to be that big thing. I believe they're getting. I don't want to say they're getting less popular. Like they're still fairly popular. Well, I guess most games that tends to be the thing, right? You know, back in the day, you know, you couldn't have games that were, you know, open world necessarily, because you just didn't have the RAM, you didn't have the memory to allow for these massive worlds where you can just put a bunch of stuff. And I find it interesting that, you know, as time has gone on, you know, technology's advanced, our open worlds have turned more into just elaborate level select screens in a way. You know, the original, like we'll say, the original open world games were games that were sort of bordering on true open world. You know, Arena, I would actually, it's weird. Arena is kind of open world, but at the same time, I would have to call into question, because you can't truly travel from one town to another. So it's more of like several smaller worlds, open worlds, linked together by a level select screen kind of thing. And I feel like a lot of modern games tend to, I guess we'll say, suffer from the same sort of thing as Arena, where they have this massive world. Now, it is all connected, but things don't tend to happen unless you have a certain quest or you're doing a certain thing. And they just direct you from one place to the next, and like I am generalizing here, and I realize that not every game does this. So please understand, like when I'm talking with very broad strokes here. I'm not trying to say every single game under the sun that claims to be open world is a fraud. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But it makes me wonder: is the true merit, not merit, but the true advantage, or the true say the high point, the true strength of an open world really being leveraged? Because the way games tend to be structured now, a lot of times I find myself kind of going, well, you know, each area tends to be its own sort of level. It's just that all the levels are sort of connected. And then you tend to have a lot of these artificial things put in place. And I'm like, that's, you know, we could say that Ocarina of Time, you know, for the Nintendo 64, well, we could say it was open world, but, you know, there was still that linear progression. So then you have to ask yourself, well, does that count? Like, what is open world more than just having a bunch of connected levels? Or is an open world a world that is actually, we'll say, interconnected? Yeah, maybe that's a better way of putting it. It's not just putting systems next to each other, but having them actually these different, we'll say, areas linked, connected, and do they play into each other? Basically, I guess we're not really trying to define what an open world is. I think, well, maybe we are. I don't know what we're trying to define or what we're really trying to discuss here. It's a thought that I'm struggling with here. I suppose we could just simply say, is the strength of an open world truly being leveraged to basically to its full potential? Like, I don't know. When I was growing up, and you know, we'll go back to like Zelda, for example, like Ocarina of Time. You know, I played games like that, and I was like, oh man, it's you know, it is split up in areas, but man, I can't wait, you know, when we get these faster systems and these, you know, better machines, more power, we'll be able to like create all kinds of extra things. You know, I played Elite. You know, like, I believe it was Elite 2 I had played, which was basically just a bunch of, you know, polygons. And it, you know, very primitive, but it was very detailed, and there was a lot going on. And that was impressive, and it was like, oh man, you know, when we start getting better, you know, we'll say horsepower, we'll get faster processors and stuff, you know, I can't wait to be able to play a game where, you know, when I'm not even around, other things are happening elsewhere. And, you know, there are games like that. I would say, like, a game like Arma, which is very CPU intensive, kind of has that open world-ish thing to it. But, you know, it seems like as time goes on, we haven't really gone beyond that. We're not trying to push in that direction. We're just okay with connecting levels to each other, and you know, saying that, oh, that's open world, is you can kind of go anywhere-ish, but you still have to follow this linear set of things. And now, you know, there are games that have come out more recently that have, you know, we'll say bucked the trend a little bit. You know, we brought up Zelda. You know, Breath of the Wild was, and I've talked about that a little bit as well. It's nice in that it is very much, it is, I would say, a true open world. Now, it doesn't have the level of detail that, say, something like the Elder Scrolls does, like Morrowind. In that, you know, it doesn't have, you know, you can't go pick up individual cups and stuff like that. However, you know, you get right out of the gate. You basically start the game. You can pretty much go and decide, hey, I want to go fight the last boss, and that's something you can do. And that, to me, that's more of an open world than a lot of so-called open world games. So yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about that lately. I mean, really, what defines an open world game? And should there be a distinction between, you know, maybe we'll say a connected, we'll say an open world and an open game. Maybe that's a good way of distinguishing between the two, because you know, a lot of these games, they tend to be open, but the gameplay itself is still linear, and it seems like the gameplay does not always want to go along with the world design. They might have aspects of it that go in line with it. You know, I've been playing like Assassin's Creed, which is I wouldn't even say is truly open world, because parts of that is still locked away, but technically that whole world is there, but it's being held back by the gameplay. Now, I'm talking like the older Assassin's Creeds. I realize there's been at least like 5 dozen that have come out since, but you know, playing through like Brotherhood, for instance, right now, you know, it's cool. There is this world that I can go ahead and explore, and I can access most of it, but it does seem to be held back by gameplay. And then as more elements open up, then I'm like, okay, now I can start going here. Now I can start doing that. So yeah, basically that's just it. I'm just ranting about we'll say the difference between, we'll say, open world and open game. Yeah, that's it. That's how I'm gonna conclude this little thing. And if I have not yet found the location, then well, I might have to go make a cut if there's not enough dialogue or commentary or whatever. Huh, sell at camp. I don't know if I didn't see it. Oh wait, did I come here before? There's a guy who's clearly dead here, but this camp was not revealed on my map, so I'm going to assume that I killed him at range and kept running. Man, it's amazing how much you think you've explored, and then you see all this black and you're like, oh wow, yeah, there's a lot I haven't seen yet. Like, yeah, most of it is just grass and stuff, but still, it's like I've not traveled over here. Maybe there's a hole in the ground. Maybe you know, maybe I've missed it all this entire time. Maybe there's something hidden over here. I think I've got it. I was like, the name sounded familiar. So we were by here, Kush-Tashpi Shrine, and this is Drethen Ancestral Tomb, which we have been to before by the looks of things. Probably when we were looking for our, the clan of vampires that we wanted to join. So I'm gonna head up north and go in there. I think that's the same location. It's probably a good place to go hide, because, you know, the sun is coming out and we are losing health rather quickly. So yeah, we're not too far. We will be able to make this. I think pretty easily. Yeah, there we go. It's right there. It's not too far from home. Cool. Alright, so let's run on in here. Let's actually sneak in. We don't know exactly what we're going to be, we'll say, facing off against. Have I been in here before? Well, it doesn't look like I just realized that that's the first quick save I've done since I started playing this. I'm like, holy crap, all this time. I could have easily just died and lost it all. Okay. Alright, so we are in the Drethen Ancestral Tomb, which is where I assume we're here looking for someone. Rumors of a powerful vampire, that's all we know. A Bone Lord? Well, that's not a powerful vampire, so let's just go ahead and kill that, because I don't know if we've got any soul stones, really that, are well suited for, we'll say, capturing anything right now. Alright, you know what? People, I wonder what's behind the door. I realize not a whole lot happened here. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's a uniquely named, no, that's not what I wanted. There we go. That's a uniquely named piece of armor. Armun An left pauldron. Interesting. Just a regular Tento steel tower shield. Okay. I love finding these, the remains of the other adventurers. Anyways, we're gonna have to end things here, unfortunately. Next time, well, we've actually found the vampire place now, I'm pretty sure, and then we'll be able to, we'll say slay her and then complete that vampire quest, and then maybe we'll go find another one. Yeah, okay. Whatever. If you liked the video, you know, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, leave it a thumbs down. Either way, let me know what you thought in the comments section, and until next time, I would like to ask you all to game on.